Good morning. What are we going to talk about today? I'm just doing freestyle today. I've got a little mental note of what I want to share with you today because the day before, I did a recording on relationships. How can one possibly address any really key issues in such a vast and important matter? So what happened afterwards is that I just processed and I was thinking about, wow, this just takes me into such a bigger space. And this is the incredible thing about talking about spiritual matters, because it's deep. I always say it's like dropping a pebble into a pond. If you really want to excavate the matter, you have to go right down to the bottom of the pond. And it takes time. Emotions take time to process and to go right down there. These kinds of metaphors are really helpful for us to really embrace this conversation about emotions and spirituality, because our emotions lie in the spiritual zone. I'm not going to go into the primary teaching on that today. I want to stick to relationships, because talking about relationships and how we, as I said, do not work on your relationships, it just took me into that really spiritual space about this. It's common sense, really, but one needs to unpack it with a spiritual awareness. It's common sense that if you're not a healthy emotional person and psychological person, we just assume these things. Oh, no, you just have to, that person's unbalanced or, got issues or whatever. And we are aware that we have different varying degrees of awareness, consciousness of our own issues and fucked upness, if you want to call it that. But it's common sense that if we are not healthy, how can we have healthy relationships? That's out there. It's in common thought. But do we really unpack it properly? And that's my point about this issue of don't work on your relationships, only work on your relationship with God. But only work on your relationship with yourself, because God is in you. God is love. God is life force. So your intellectual and emotional relationship with life determines within you, which of course is inbred. It's nature and nurture, but your upbringing and the way you were formulated and conditioned in the world, and whether you were loved or not. That's the most important thing, whether you were loved or not, regardless of what your culture taught you, the disciplines that it teaches you, which are essential as well. It's the mind-heart thing. We have to have that balance. What are the parameters of life? What is wisdom? Wisdom is really how life operates and gives us the boundaries of the wise things to do, the knowledge about life. Like, just don't do that foolish thing. But this relationship, it's all about God. Relationships are all about God. That's really kind of what really sat with me 2 days ago, once I'd done our chat. And there is one phrase that I want to, that I left out, that is very central to this, that I use in relationships. That's my swimming pool pump coming on. That phrase is the devil in the deep blue sea. The devil in the deep blue sea is what is between you and me. It's what you are another human being. I'm another human being. I'm a whole ecosystem, a whole universe, planetary system of emotions and thoughts as a spiritual being. And so are you. You are your own ecosystem, your own spiritual ecosystem of thoughts and emotions that make up your soul and your spiritual body. And if we are not in alignment with the universal laws and the God, the creator force, if our thoughts, our values, and our emotions are not aligned vertically with God, how on earth can you and I relate? That's our only common ground. There is, in fact, no other common ground between you and I. We connect through the universal. So whatever our alignment or misalignment is with life, we will project it into our personal relationships. And that is why I say between you and I, and in any relationship between two human beings, is the devil and the deep blue sea. Because all sorts of manifestations of unhealth, misalignment, false values, emotional baggage, that all exists in that space between two human beings. That's why it's so challenging to be in relationship. That's why it's so challenging to be in intimate relationship. And something, because we're social creatures, why are we social creatures? Because we are really essentially spiritually from the same source, from love. So we gravitate towards love and back to that. We need that as human beings from one another. And I always say we're love addicts. I love that because it sets us up to understand one another. Everybody is a love addict. We all need love. We don't talk about that enough because we live in a toxic world where there is isolated pockets of love culture. We live in a world that is divided, that sees only through material physicality, separateness, not through the union of emotions and heart and love, which is the universal unifying factor. Hello, Mike. Yeah. So I just wanted to unpack that further. The devil and the deep blue sea, the essence of this spiritual and the absolute criticalness of our relationship with life, which is our relationship with God. And that is why it says, and I love quoting the Bible without actually giving you the scripture, because everybody knows the scripture. You can go and look it up. But that is why it does say in the Bible, and I think Jesus says, and herein lies the prophets, or the law and the prophets. I quoted it in my last chat. Herein lies the law and the prophets. Loving the Lord your God with all your heart, all your mind, and all your soul. Herein lies the law and the prophets, because it is this relationship that is so critical. Nothing else matters. Does that connect with you? I feel it connects me with my heart. Instead of being distracted by everything else in the world, but it's a comfort to understand it in this sense, because then we know where to focus ourselves. We know where to focus our energies. Okay, Lord, if this is where I need to focus my mind, is only have my eyes on you, on the consciousness of the universe, on universal love, on God, the God that is manifest in me, that in my heart I feel he is a being, and I do call him a he. You can call him a she, you can call him an it. I often called him an it. It's just, I love that male force. It's a unifying force when we really understand masculine energy. And it's a powerful force, and it's a benevolent force, and it's love, and it is vastly intelligent. And it is my job, in order to have a successful life, to align with that intelligence. I can take wisdoms from people, but listening with my God ears, and seeing with my God eyes. So I wish you well on your soul journey to that it may reveal a magnificent relationship in you with yourself, the most neglected dynamic in this spiritual dynamic, the self, which in my mind is Jesus Christ. You are Jesus Christ. You are the Son, the living Son and daughter of God. I wish you well in that beautiful evolution of that beautiful relationship. Keep your eyes on that. That is the most important thing. I love you. Have a beautiful day. Bye.